100 years of school lunch. From tin lunch pails in the 1920s to today's cafeteria, pizzas, and plant-based options. School lunches have come a long way. For the past century, the way kids eat at school hasn't just been about food, it's been about history, culture, and change. Today, we're diving into 100 years of school lunch to see what fueled students across the decades. In the 1920s and 30s, many children carried simple tin lunch pails filled with homemade meals, a sandwich, an apple, maybe a cookie if they were lucky. These lunches reflected the times, basic, hearty, and usually packed at home by parents. But as the Great Depression hit, hunger became a nationwide crisis. That's when schools began experimenting with hot lunch programs to make sure children had at least one solid meal a day. By the 1940s, with World War II reshaping everything, school lunches became even more important. The government stepped in with the National School Lunch Act of 1946, designed to combat malnutrition and support American agriculture at the same time. Suddenly, millions of kids were eating balanced, government-approved meals at school. In the 1920s, school lunch was still a new concept. Many children packed food from home in metal pails, syrup tins, or even cloth sacks. Meals were simple and homemade, sandwiches wrapped in wax paper, a hard-boiled egg, maybe an apple, and if you were lucky, a slice of cake. But not every family could afford to send food. By the 1930s, the Great Depression made hunger a national crisis. Communities and charities began stepping in to provide meals at schools. Lunches were basic but life-saving. Thick vegetable soups, bread with butter, or stews made with whatever ingredients were available. It wasn't glamorous, but it filled empty stomachs during one of the toughest decades in American history. The 1940s brought another huge shift. With World War II underway, food rationing meant school kitchens had to get creative. Protein was limited, so peanut butter, beans, and cheese became staples. Milk was heavily promoted as essential for strong, healthy kids. Then came a turning point in 1946 with the National School Lunch Act. For the first time, the government made it a priority to provide balanced, affordable meals to children across the country. By the 1950s, school cafeterias were thriving. A typical tray might hold roast beef with gravy, mashed potatoes, green beans, a roll, milk, and a slice of apple pie. It was structured, balanced, and modeled after the classic American dinner plate, designed to nourish not just growing bodies, but also future citizens. The 1960s and 70s brought more variety and more flavor. America's food culture was changing, and school lunches reflected it. Spaghetti and meat sauce, tuna casserole, chili, and tacos started appearing in cafeterias. Sloppy Joes became a nationwide favorite. It wasn't just about nutrition anymore. It was about making food fun and relatable. The cafeteria became a social hub, and menus were influenced by the country's growing diversity. This was also the time when pizza, yes, cafeteria-style square pizza, became a legend of American school lunch. By the 1980s, the world of school lunch looked completely different. Convenience and speed were the name of the game. Kids were now getting rectangular pizza slices, chicken nuggets, and tater tots alongside cartons of chocolate milk. Lunch was fast, cheap, and undeniably tasty. But this was also the beginning of a shift toward more processed and prepackaged foods. By the 1990s, schools leaned even harder into convenience. Pre-made sandwiches, Lunchable-style meals, snack packs, and even vending machines full of chips and sodas found their way into schools. The food was popular, but nutrition wasn't always the top priority. For many kids, though, this was the golden age of cafeteria nostalgia. The 2000s brought a wake-up call. Rising rates of childhood obesity and new awareness about nutrition pushed school lunches back into the national spotlight. Suddenly, the food on the tray was more than just a meal, it was a political issue. In 2010, the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act, championed by First Lady Michelle Obama, introduced major changes. Cafeterias were required to serve more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. Portions were carefully controlled, and sugary drinks were replaced with healthier options. For some students, this meant smaller portions and fewer favorite comfort foods, but for others, it was the first time they had regular access to fresh produce. The goal was clear: healthier kids, healthier futures. Today in the 2000s and 20s, school lunch continues to evolve. Many cafeterias now offer vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free options. Salad bars are common. Menus feature global dishes like burrito bowls, stir-fry, and hummus wraps. And some schools even partner with local farms to bring fresh, sustainable food straight to students' plates. Technology is also reshaping the experience. Some schools allow kids to order their lunches in advance through apps, making it easier to customize meals. The focus has shifted toward inclusivity, cultural diversity, and sustainability. School lunch is no longer just about feeding children. It's about giving them choices, educating them on healthy eating, and respecting different dietary needs. So, what's your most unforgettable school lunch memory? Was it pizza Fridays, mystery meat Mondays, or maybe the thrill of trading your pudding cup for someone's chocolate chip cookie? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fascinating journeys through history. Thanks for watching.